Hello, beautiful. So many things to tell you, and I get all caught up in which angle to take and what should I say and all this stuff. So, welcome, and it's lovely to have you here. I write all these things down, and then yeah, do what I do. So, um, so a thing that I wrote down just before was, I want to sell you yourself, which I find that I talk a lot about myself, but I actually just want to reflect back to you the awesomeness of you. And so this is me practicing doing that because we are so amazing humans and we've sort of been told that we're not. And so it's a lot of work to do in the unraveling of the untruths that we've been led to believe about ourselves. And it's not anyone else's fault. And it's not our fault either. It's not anyone's fault. It's just sort of the progression of humanity and where we are in that now, which is, it's a great place. This is also part of my thing. I'm like, ah. She, it's that thing. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times because we can go, look at everything that's happening in the world and freak out. But we have so much now because you at least have a smartphone to be watching, and you may have a computer and a TV as well, and really likely a roof over your head and a week's worth of food. And so we've got it so good compared with depending on who our ancestors were just a few generations ago. They just didn't have it as good as we've got it now. And also, technology helps us a lot. Like in saying you've got a smartphone, you probably also got really comfortable shoes and a comfortable bed with all the bedding that you chose. We just have it so good. And we forget how good we've got it. And so many choices and options of ways of being. And I'm reminding myself of this because hmm, I'm not sure how deep to dive into this, but I spent a lot of my adult life on antidepressants and being very overweight and really low energy. I This just came back to me this morning. Well, a bit lately actually. It's just like I remember being in my 20s and 30s and being so low energy, and I'd hear older people sort of the say about how they wish they had as much energy as they had when they were younger, and I'm like, if I've got less energy when I get older, I'm just not going to be able to move because I just found it really hard making it through the day. And I think that partly was part of my depression was we get caught in cycles, and I was in a few cycles. So I had the polycystic ovaries and metabolic syndrome. So that all helps you feel tired all the time. And also, at that stage of life where you're doing all the getting your stuff together, you want to, you know, be building your life, buying your house and having your kids and all of that, all the pressure to do all of that at that time of life. And I was so tired all the time. So luckily for me, I didn't fit into that scenario of like getting less energy when you are older, because I have way more energy than I had back at that time of life. Yay. And I was so, when I was looking forward at that time, I'd heard, all I'd heard about menopause right until I was going through menopause was, all the sort of horror stories, really, and how you might go crazy. And, well, you could argue that I have, but I've enjoyed it. So, yeah, yeah, I was worried about how awful that might be, and had like people either just were like, oh, I just my period stopped and that was it, or they had horror stories about things like hot flashes. Though I did have a lot of hot flushes, and I and bad sleep because of that. So I know all that stuff really well. I know what it's like having sleepless nights for all the reasons. And oh, not quite all the reasons, because I never did have that pelvic floor thing that they say that women should get at an age. I've got a good pelvic floor. I think I always have had, but but I know all that, and I've turned it around, and I want everyone to know that you can, because you're not a fixed person. You what do I mean by you're not a fixed person? It's not like you're this way. Like, say you're overweight and you go, well, that's because I've got the polycystic ovaries. That's because I've got metabolic syndrome. That's because my whole family's fat. We've always been fat. I don't know how to not be fat. I had all of those reasons. And so I had to get educated. I had to educate myself, which is an amazing opportunity that we have at our fingertips. I mean, AI gets whether you love it or hate it, it does enable us to have all of these resources. You just Google anything and find out about it. If you want to have a conversation about a thing, but not with a person, you can talk to ChatGPT. I love doing that because I always feel like when I'm talking to people, like I don't want to use them up, talk too much about me, not be about them. But when it's ChatGPT, I just feel so much in control of how that's going, because I can just completely turn it around at any time or just stop the conversation if I want to. And there's no hard feelings. I think that's one thing there's a lot that I really enjoy about it. But yeah, that's definitely one of them. Mm. So I wanted to sell you. So for all of the reasons that you come up with not to feel fulfilled or happy or whatever, there's so many reasons to feel fulfilled and happy and whatever. And I'm not coming from a place of perfection where I've got it all sorted out and let me sell you the products. I'm a work in progress, and helping you to help me, sort of, like how I say about videoing yourself. In the last couple of days, I've just been cracking myself up on video, and it's been good fun. Mm. But I also, although I always want to have a good laugh, also want to talk to you about like us getting more back to nature, more remembering that we are nature and how amazing nature is. And we just sort of, I don't even understand how the depth of that because it's so amazing. I wrote a thing about being a tree. I wrote this a while ago. I think it was last year. It might have been the year before. But I've been for a couple of years sort of spending a lot of time with trees and finding it hard to explain. I'm just going to read you this that I wrote. Be the tree. If I'm a tree, I'm perfect. I'm perfect because I'm growing. I change with the seasons. Some leaves go brown, but I'm still perfect. Some branches snap off, and I'm still perfect. I'm perfect because I'm growing. As I get bigger, I become more. The bigger I get, the more life I sustain. As my roots go deeper into the earth and my leaves reach for the heavens, I am perfect because I am growing. The birds and the bees come and go from me. Fungi, lichen, moss, my close friends. I offer shelter to the young ones. My roots are intertwined with those around me. I am perfect because I am growing. So be the tree. And then, was it yesterday? Very recently, I was just thinking about, so I'm the tree, I'm the moon. And I really like relate to being these things. And then also, I'm the butterfly. And so, and the horse. I'm in everything. Everything's in me. But I wrote a thing, I can't even find it now, but it was how can I be a flying tree? Which I haven't answered, but it was just because I was thinking about, the beauty of being a tree and you're so grounded, and like the roots could be your ancestors and your family tree, and then you've got maybe the future ahead of you, could be the branches or your connection with source, divine, the universe, all of that coming down from above. So you want to be a tree. It's a great thing to be. But also, you want to fly. So I haven't worked out about how a tree could fly. I also, another thing that I love that I just sort of randomly write around the place when I remember to is impossible equals not done yet. It was impossible for people to fly until it wasn't. So, yeah, I want to sell you on you. I want you to know that whatever life throws at you, it'll be okay. Actually, that's a great Abraham Hicks quote is I think it's Abraham Hicks anyway. It was everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Mm. I am gonna end that there. And thank you for being with me. And like and subscribe and comment. I'd love all that. And thank you very much for being with me. And I'll put a video around, and I'd love you to watch that too. Thank you. Bye.